What is going on, guys? My name is Eric Janicki, and if you guys are not aware, I am a fitness entrepreneur. I built a seven-figure online fitness coaching business, and now I'm helping others to do the same. So if you guys are not subscribed to this channel yet, please go ahead. I'm going to be dropping a lot of knowledge on how to grow and think about scaling an online business to 10, 20, 50, 100K per month. So in this video, what I'm going to be giving you guys is 4 actionable steps to start growing your online business. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Okay, so the first thing, and this is the most important thing that you need to think about, is creating an undeniable offer. So when you're going from in-person online, or if you're selling, let's say, low ticket online and then going to high ticket, you need to have a great offer. That is going to be the first and most important thing. So the way to break this down is by first avoiding the mistake that most people make, which is catering to everyone and driving the message of, I'll help you lose weight, or I'll help you get in better shape, right? Like, those are super generic offers, and people see that online every single day. So what you need to do is niche down. You need to become a subject matter expert to a certain type of people. All right, so here's why that is. If people feel like something is specifically built for them, they will inevitably attribute it with more value. So if, let's say, here's like a great example that I was taught by a mentor of mine. So let's start with, let's say a book on scheduling your time costs $12, right? Very low, it's very general, it's not meant for a specific type of person. It's a very cheap offer. They're trying to sell it to a ton of people. Number 2 is a course on how to schedule your time to make more money as a salesperson. That's gonna be $100. So obviously you see how it's getting more specific and they're able to charge more. Number 3 is a course on how to optimize your schedule to make more money as an online course salesperson. Now we're getting even more specific, and now they're able to charge $500. Last one, a course on how to quadruple your income by optimizing your schedule as an online fitness course salesperson. $2,500. Do you see how the more specific the offer, the more you're able to charge? Because if I'm a online fitness course salesperson and I see this and it says I can quadruple my income with this scheduling course about how to optimize my time, then I'm going to be much more incentivized to pay a higher ticket price than something that's just like a book that says, here's how to schedule your time better. So basically, as you can see, the more specific you got with your target clientele, as well as with the dream outcome, the more they were able to charge. So you see too, the second part of that is a dream outcome. So you see how I said quadruple your income? So it has a very specific result attributable to that offer. So let's start to bring this all together and bring it back to fitness, right? So how do you create $1 million offer specific to your expertise? So let's follow these steps. Number 1, what makes you unique? So let's say you're a parent of 3, you're a former athlete, you've overcome some sort of hardship in your life. Let's say you're a recovered addict, something like that. You're an ex, let's say, military. Those are all great examples, pro bodybuilder, etc. So you guys can get the idea. So like, just start to think about what makes you unique. So like, for example, for me, I'm a pro bodybuilder. I'm an ex-college football player. I'm very, very heavy in the gay community. I've got a lot of gay friends. So those were kind of like my strong niches when I was really heavily coaching one-on-one myself and creating an offer. So number 2, what type of client are you best at providing results, or are your favorite to work with? So this one is obviously going to be important too, because let's say you don't need to match up with your uniqueness with the market that you're serving. So for example, I know somebody that's a huge bodybuilder and only things he trains is like these little model girls. So it doesn't always mean, if you have a specific niche that you work with and you have a ton of client testimonials and results from, you don't necessarily have to work with somebody that's like specific to your uniqueness. So it could also be a different niche that you're really, really good at working with. Number 3, what is the dream outcome that you're providing for your ideal client? So here's some example of using some of those unique features above, how to create like an ideal outcome or unique outcome. So i.e., as a mother of 3, I help moms lose 20 pounds in 16 weeks, feel and perform better, all without cutting out carbs. So see how this becomes much more specific. They're helping them lose a specific amount of weight in a specific amount of time. They're helping them feel and perform better while doing that, all without cutting out carbs. So these are all positive things. So it doesn't always have to be a positive driver, meaning losing the 20 pounds. It also be the avoidance of a negative driver. That's a very, very powerful tool. So instead of saying, it always has to be a positive, like 20 pounds, if you say all without cutting out carbs, all without doing tons of cardio, all without going to the gym for hours a day, those are also very powerful drivers because people hate that. Those are big pain points for people. So number 2, as a former D1 athlete, I helped other former athletes reignite their inner competitive spirit, improve performance, and drop 4% body fat in 16 weeks. So see how this is another very specific outcome. They're helping them drop a specific amount of body fat. They're reinvigorating their competitive spirit. It all kind of flows with their specific niche, if that makes sense. And lastly, as a pro bodybuilder in my 40s, I help other successful men over 40 get leaner than they ever have, stop making excuses, and retake control of their fitness in 16 weeks. So this is an example of something that's like a little bit more of a male-oriented offer, a little bit more like heteronormative energy, like, stop making excuses. So there's always going to be things you want to bring out in your personality. So let's say you have that personality type of like no bullshit, David Goggins, like really kind of like hard ass kind of coach mentality. That's not a bad thing necessarily, but like build that into your messaging and your offer so people know what they're getting. Okay, so that is number 1, creating just an amazing offer. That's what's going to help you sell these programs for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6K. We are not trying to run volume here, guys. We are trying to sell people at a higher value, higher cost program. So number 2 is creating a roadmap for client success. So now that you have your ideal client, how are you going to get them results? This is extremely essential. You need to make a repeatable formula that will allow for consistent client wins. So, for example, here are the things that I would focus on, and I have focused on with my faction clients. So, number 1 is like effective, realistic goal setting, just kind of starting from the top. How are you walking your clients through setting goals, being realistic with their expectations? Number 2, routine and habit forming. What are the things that they need to change from a very base level? Are they drinking every night? Are they postmating every meal? Are they sedentary all day long? Are they hitting like 3,000 steps a day? All these things need to be addressed at the very beginning of the program. Number 3, scheduling optimization. So if they're wasting a ton of time on social media, they are wasting their time watching shows, help them rethink their schedule so they can be more effective with their time. Number 4, nutritional roadmap. Number 5, training. These are all pretty self-explanatory. Mobility, scaling complex, sustainability. So these don't have to be your roadmap, but I just want to give you guys some examples of how to start thinking about breaking these things down from the top and actually creating that like A to Z roadmap. So instead of selling this process of like, okay, I'm going to give you a macro plan, what you do is say, hey, I've got a specific roadmap that I followed that helps my clients get basically consistent results. And that's what we're going to be focusing on, is implementing these and creating these new habits and routines and skills that you can take and utilize for the rest of your life. All right, number 3, how are you going to reach these people? So this is one that I get a lot of how am I supposed to even like find these people? So there's 2 main mediums to get new clients. There's paid and organic. So paid is anytime you're paying for a lead, whether it be Facebook ad, Google ad, TikTok ad, YouTube, paying for Yelp ads, that's all paid advertising. The other one is organic, which could mean posting on social media, reaching out to past clients. These are leads that you don't have to pay for necessarily. So I would highly recommend starting out in organic and taking what works there and then applying it to ads. If you have not started this business and you want to go straight into ads, you're wasting your time. You have so many leads that are free and also that are going to help you practice and learn how to sell effectively, how to obviously fulfill effectively and get those results, get more client testimonials, more client wins, because the ad market is very competitive. So if you just go and say like, hey, I'm going to just start running ads with no testimonials, no proof of concept, no sales skills, you are going to get absolutely crushed. So start with organic strategy. So here's how you're going to do it. 1 is posting value-driven content that targets your audience's pain points. If you create your offer, let's go back to the 40-year-old athlete. I help 40-year-olds or professional men over 40 get in the best shape of their life. If you're posting content about your dog every single day, you're not going to get any leads. Or if you're just posting just your workouts, but you're not speaking to your target audience, you need to get specific with your content. So let's think about the biggest pain points of 40-year-old men, right? They're usually busy. They usually have kids. They usually have kind of fallen out of working out. Maybe they're drinking too much. Maybe they're not focusing on their sleep. So start creating content around those pain points, and you will get people interested in your program. So the best way to do this is create a list on your iPhone or whatever you want to do, Google Doc, and just write down, literally sit down for 30 minutes and think about historically your niche's biggest pain points and problems that you help them solve on a daily and weekly basis. From there, it's going to be easy because then you can just create content, whether it's just you sitting down, creating reels, talking about some of these common misconceptions and hurdles and how you can overcome them, or creating a post about it. It's just very easy stuff. But you need to start with the pain points, because if you don't start with the pain, nobody's going to watch it or resonate it or feel it. So the mediums that I use, and I'm going to do a whole video on a posting schedule, but these is just from a very high level. Instagram, I'd focus on reels. Reels are huge right now. Full feed posts, meaning your photos with a good caption, live Q&As. So going live on your Instagram, answering questions for people, interacting on your stories, and documenting a post and curating. So what I mean by that is, a lot of times people focus so much on curating this perfect content, right? Whereas people come on social media to see the real you. They want to see organic content, real content. So just go and film your day, walking your dog. What are you eating on a daily basis? What do you how are you structuring your workouts? What are you doing for fun? Are you going to the movies? Are you going bowling? Post that stuff, because people buy services from people. So if you can come across as likable, relatable, and somebody that people want to work with, you're much more likely to close them as clients. Facebook feed posts and group posting. So what I mean by group posting, there's a huge community on Facebook that is in Facebook groups. You can create your own Facebook group, which I'll go over in another video, or you can do what's called hyper-organic and go into other people's groups and get leads from there. Reposting your reels to TikTok, super easy. If you create a reel, save it, post it to TikTok, takes 10 seconds. 4 is Twitter. That's a good one to get information across. You can also repost your photos, videos from Instagram onto Twitter directly. It's very easy. So don't sleep on multiple mediums of getting leads. And number 4, the last thing is effective messaging and sales. Your leads will not fall in your lap, guys. I know it's the dream. Put up a website, put your prices on there, have people just flood in and click and buy. It's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now, especially for high ticket, you need to get out there and you need to nurture leads and you need to get them on the phone. So you need to interact with your audience, DM those who are actively commenting and liking your posts, see how they're doing with their fitness goals. So hit them up. Thank you so much for engaging on my content. How's everything going in your fitness life? Things like that. And you don't have to do it right away, but kind of work the conversation that direction and then get them on a call. I would say sending 25 to 30 messages per day is a very good start. It will get you in a very good place and very comfortable with messaging. Third, hit your list. Your previous clients, friends, and families are your best leads. So I know it's something that a lot of people shy away from. It's I don't want to message my old clients. It's going to be weird. It's not. We've had students in our program do in their first month over 20K just by hitting their list, all the time. And it's just because they follow the steps that we give them. It's just like this, sending them messages, seeing how they're doing, and then obviously talking to them about your new program, your exciting new offer, and getting them in the door. Because a lot of times old clients, after they've done working with you, they'll kind of fall out of some of the times the habits that you formed, and they're ready to kind of reinvigorate themselves and restart. So the last thing is getting people on calls. You will never sell high ticket prices by putting on a click to buy on a website. The most important facet of the call is going to be number 1, asking great questions. Really dig at the deeper why behind their goals and why this is the right time for them. Everybody comes on the call with the same reasons, right? They want to get in better shape. They don't know what they're doing with their nutrition. All these kind of reasons are similar, but their why behind those reasons is what's very important. Because if you don't dig at that deeper why, they are not going to buy at high ticket prices. So for example, somebody comes on the phone and they're like, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds. Okay, why do you want to lose 30 pounds? Well, I don't know. I just feel like I want to. Okay, well, what is that deeper reason? Well, I really hate how I look in the mirror in the morning. Well, okay, so what has right now, why is waking up in the morning this morning made you decide to get on the phone with me? Well, I was looking at myself and I was thinking about how I looked when I was 20 and I just feel so far away from that. I feel lost. I feel frustrated. Boom. Now you've got them in their deeper pain points And if you can get them deeper into their pain points, they're much more likely to want to buy the service, which is giving them a solution. Number 2 is restatements. Whenever somebody tells you something, make sure they're feeling heard by telling them whatever they told you kind of back, not verbatim, but if somebody tells you that they want to lose 30 pounds after they finish talking, like, okay, I totally get it. Like, you want to lose 30 pounds, you're not looking great in the mirror, you don't look like you feel like great in the mirror. Like, that goes a long way in helping them feel like they're heard, they are feeling nurtured on the call, and that you really like taking into account what they're saying. And last thing is anecdotal stories. The biggest thing I see people get in their own way is getting stuck in the weeds on these calls. They are going to talk about metabolic scaling. They're talking about hormone optimization. They're talking about NEAT. They're talking about HIIT. They're talking about strength training. And all this does is get the client super nervous and very, very like concerned about the premise of what they're about to undertake. Whereas what you need to do is just tell anecdotal stories. So one good one that I always talk to people about is like, hey, remember when you were growing up and the first, when you're 4 or 5 years old, your parents would have to remind you to brush your teeth every single day? Yeah, of course. Okay, but remember when you're like 13, did your parents still have to tell you to brush your teeth every morning and night? No, it just became habitual. So that's what I explain to people is I'm going to give you the roadmap and create these new skills and habits. So after you're done working with me, they become second nature. So you see how that was like an anecdotal story of, creating new habits without saying like, hey, you're going to learn about macros. You're going to learn about, scaling your metabolism. You're going to learn about NEAT and getting a step count every day. Like these are details that you want to leave for the actual coaching. Because if you get bogged down in those, their eyes are going to start to water and glaze over, and they're not going to want to do your program. So that is pretty much it for this video. I have so much more information to share with you guys, but I just want to give you guys 4 actionable steps to just get rolling in your business, how to start thinking about your offer, how to start thinking about getting new leads, how to think about obviously fulfilling on those leads, and how to close them. So I hope this video is extremely valuable to you guys. If you are interested in joining my exclusive VCA program where I'm teaching people how to launch and scale their business, click the link in the description below. And also remember, guys, it'd mean the world to me if you subscribe to this page. I'm going to be putting out tons of content just like this over the coming months. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on those next videos.